So
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like I got my Coke, I got my Johnny Walker. I'm
yeah.
good, man.
I mean,
Let's go.
since I cut on alcohol, I'm just drinking Coca-Cola for
Mm.
now. You know what I mean? So
Yo, bro,
yeah.
let's just start. Like, how do you survive, man, without drinking? It's crazy, man.
I mean, to be honest, it feels kind of good, man. I ain't gonna lie because I was drinking. I started drinking at the age of what? I think 16, right down from like senior high school. So back in Ghana, but I've been drinking all along. But I think my final strike was June when I went to a wedding, police wedding, and they got me on 4 bottles of vodka, bro. It was mad, bro. It was mad. I felt good the whole night, and then I went to bed. But when I woke up the next day, bro, it was mad. My eyes were just spinning, and I was like, you know what? This ain't for me, bro. I just need to stop.
Yo, bro, for I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people listening. They are not familiar with Polish weddings. You know, they are
Oh,
notorious with. I mean, for like, can you just tell
shoot.
us like what you know about Polish weddings with alcohol?
So with Polish wedding, you like, and if you let's say you're a guest, you need to like try to like match their energy because it's kind of like a welcoming thing that you have to like. It's their culture that you have to drink, even if you don't drink, you just kind of like honor it, like, and then it's mostly about vodka. So Polish wedding, you gotta go prepared because they're gonna be a lot of food and everything, but the vodka is the main course. You gotta drink up, bro. So they got me four bottles of vodka, bro, and I went mad.
I mean, okay, so you finished the whole bottles?
Yeah, we had to.
No
So it was like
way.
we were doing like shots without even realizing that so we just had to like keep going, and then yeah, but it was crazy, bro. It was really crazy, and then because I was like dancing, moving around, so you wouldn't really feel it until you actually sit. Then you go like, oh, something is wrong. So I mean, after the 4 bottles, I was like, you know what, I'm done. And they were like, nah, you gotta keep going. I'm like, bro, I'm not Polish, man. I'm Ghanaian. I don't drink like that, so I cannot match up the energy. I had to like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just tap out. And they were like, cool. But the next day, that's when it actually hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm done drinking. Because it doesn't do anything for me, bro. Like, before I was drinking basically just to get a little bit of confidence to like talk to shorties, when I go out. But now I don't need that. I just go out to just chill by myself or like, so I don't really need to try to, chat to no shorty or whatever. But yeah.
Bro, let's talk about confidence, man. Like I remember me and my dude we were talking one day, and I was telling him that like, yo, like the one of the biggest thing or power or superpower or quality that you might have in life is confidence. Talk to me about confidence a little bit.
Bro, so I mean, confidence actually has to do with like my growing up. Because growing up, I didn't really have like a lot of confidence. Because my brother was like the one who was confident, So I wasn't. I was quite the opposite. But I gained my confidence when I went to Colombia when I started working out. I was kind of like I was the reserved, like shy kind of dude. But I was also goofy. I'm goofy only when I'm kind of like around my people. But in Colombia, one guy actually told me like, "Why are you shy? You got to be out there." So, and I was like, I don't know, because I feel like I don't. My body's not right. So I started hitting the gym. That's how I kind of like I gained my confidence. And I was able to talk to people. But talking when like with regards to speaking, when you're trying to talk to a girl in a club, bro, it's not that easy. I mean, a lot of girls are like, "Oh, just come up to me and talk to me." It's not easy like that. Because you're looking at what two things: either you're gonna get rejected, or she's gonna ride with you, or because I don't even know how to say, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Sometimes you just honestly want to buy her a drink and get to know her, but because of what is going on like in the society, some women think, oh, you know, he's gonna try to buy me a drink just to get in my pants. I'm like, I mean, maybe I'm just trying to be honestly be nice. So with that confidence, it was through the gym. I started boosting my confidence going to the gym, and then having to like just say, okay, what more can she do, or what more can she say to me? It's gonna be that yes or no. So you just go with it. You don't. There's nothing to lose here, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yo, Colombia. Come
Mm.
on, man.
Mm.
An African dude to Colombia. Come
Bro,
on, from Ghana to Colombia.
bro.
What's up with that?
So it started after my college, you know. So college, after college, I had to work for like a year, and I got off a year. So one of my boys actually hooked me up with opportunity to go to Colombia, either Colombia or Turkey. So I was like, but then Turkey had like this, it has this history of earthquakes. So my dad was like, nah, bro. Turkey has like a lot of earthquake situation going on. So maybe Colombia will do. And you can learn Spanish. So I was like, all right. So I had like the opportunity to go to Colombia. It was like like an internship kind of thing. So I had my visa and everything. I went to Colombia. So like in the beginning, we had to like we were about 300 people from all sort of countries, different countries across the world. So we got there. We had like a month of meetings and then trainings, wherever. So after we went to, so they sent me to a little town called Villavicencio, and it was like really hot. I mean, I'm from Ghana though, but Villavicencio is like the humid. Oof, it's crazy. I didn't quite like the city because I'm a big city guy. So yeah. So then I went to Colombia. So Colombia, I didn't know any Spanish. I couldn't talk to no girls, nobody. Even if I had to go to the grocery, I had to like just put everything in my Google translator. So I was just doing that. Then one time I bumped into one girl who was Colombian. Apparently, she lives in the States. So he was like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. And he's like, where are you from? Because I can tell that you're struggling a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Ghana and I don't speak Spanish, so it's quite difficult. So yeah, then we started being like, trying to become friends. We're trying to hang out, and then yes, then yeah. So then from there, I went to the big city, Bogota. That's where the fun is. Bogota, bro. Anytime you want to travel to Colombia, I recommend three cities: Bogota, Medellin, and then Cali. But some other people will say they'll add the coastal areas, which is like Bucaramanga, Cartagena, and then Santa Marta. Those kind of places are kind of vibes too, but the real vibe, energy, good vibes, Medellin. That's where like the known like the infamous Pablo Escobar, like that's his town. So yeah, so Colombia was great. It was a huge transition. I ain't gonna lie, but to be honest, I loved it. There was some similarities when it comes to like the culture with Africans, because they share some some similarities. So yeah, it was good vibes, and then I loved it, bro. I loved it. It was good.
Yeah, man, like, it's nice, man. Colombia. I mean,
Oh, it's good, man. It's
yeah.
good. I mean, actually helped me with my Spanish too. So, when I first got there, I didn't really want to like do the whole Spanish thing because I was not feeling it. So 2 years, and we're like, it seems I'm really gonna stay here. So I stayed for like what? I mean, I felt like maybe because I didn't like it because of the city I was before, because it was a small city and I like big cities. So when I finally had to move or transfer to like the big city Bogota, that was when I started like, enjoying the life because I like to party. I mean, I would say maybe I like to party then because the parties there are crazy. Like, bro, the nightlife, oof, man, oh
Yo,
fam.
dude, I was thinking to myself, I mean, if it was even this morning, I was thinking about something like, yo, we as Africans,
Mm.
we don't know a lot of things about Africa.
Oh, true that.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, for example, me, like, I'm from Cameroon.
Mm.
I'm not sure. Like, I know more about things outside of Africa than things inside of Africa. So, like, bro, let's Ghana. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? Like Ghana, bro. Like, what is the top things that people should know about Ghana?
When we talk about Ghana, like a lot of people don't really know much about Ghana, to be honest, because Ghana is like a small country, because mostly West Africa. When anybody talks about West Africa, it goes straight to Nigeria because Nigeria has like a big population. But when it comes to Ghana, Ghana is small. It's very very small. It's about what 30 million people. So before then, Ghana was known to be like the leading producer of cocoa. So we're like doing the whole cocoa thing, and then now we have a lot of minerals in Ghana, to be honest, that we don't really get to. I think I feel like the government's not really doing much about it just to push Ghana forward like that. Because Ghana, we do have gold, we have bauxite, magnesium, like we have a lot of a lot of minerals, natural minerals, and also Ghana is I don't know if you've been paying attention. It's like they're doing like the whole Afrochella thing. So they kind of like they Ghana happens to be the one to bring back the Black Americans who left. I mean, who want to visit Africa. So Ghana kind of like paved the way for them to come back or return. And also because of like the slavery, we have the castles and the forts. So yeah, so Ghana is kind of like open to it, and then it's kind of like shining more light on the culture and the slavery back in the days. So in in total or in general, I would say Ghana is a peaceful place to be. Like if you really really want to like go to like a place that you can actually call home, it's Ghana because it's not really the violence is less. I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, every country got their own issues, obviously, but Ghana, if you want to be at peace, Ghana is the best spot to be. Like, trust me.
I mean, outside of like when you are like an outsider looking things as, yeah, as I just said, an outsider, you might have a feeling that there's this cultural war. I mean, when I say war, it's like an overstatement, right? Not like war,
Yeah,
like
no, literally,
yeah, not literally,
yeah.
but like it's. I mean, it's not that intensive, but like you have this feeling that like Nigeria versus Ghana, you know.
Oh, so let me tell you a little bit about that. When I like, so it started with music. Before Ghana was doing so well, like musically, and then even Nigerians, it got to a point that Nigerians were like flying to Ghana to like do the whole featuring and everything. And then I don't know, out of nowhere, Nigeria started like blowing up. Because before it was Ghana that was reigning, like in Africa when it comes to music, apart from Angela Kujo and like the rest. But when it comes to like the rap, Ghana was doing it big. And then I don't know, for some reason, I think we kind of like we had like a backtrack or whatever. I don't know what happened, but I will say this. Uh, so Ghana and Nigeria are always gonna be like rivals. I don't know. We intend to like compete a lot, but in a good way. Not like trying to like be or hate. I mean, it's gonna be like a love hate situation. It's not gonna be like hate like in the terms of trying to kill each other. No. So, for instance, Jollof. But originally, Jollof I think was kind of like originated from Senegal, if I'm not wrong. But Ghana and Nigeria kind of made it popular because of the whole battle that has been going back and forth. But but I will say this: I got a bunch of Nigerian friends, and I will say this: the best jollof. I'm gonna be honest. The best jollof is from Ghana, whether you like it or not. Because I have I've dated Nigerian girls before, and they did cooked. But when I cooked my jollof, they were like, "Yo, are you a chef or something?" I'm like, "I don't know. You tell me." So I gotta clear the waves. You know what? The best jollof is from Ghana, west of Africa, bro. That's it. No more debate. The debate is dead. It's dead. That's it. Ghana.
Right. So I'm really also big on something that is like this is my thing. I don't know if I heard it somewhere or this is, but I want to believe that it's my thing.
Mm.
I always think that if you don't have a voice, you
Mm.
don't count. You know, so I think that's the reason why we linked up to start this thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about like it's so important to speak, like to lay out your story out there
Yeah.
for
For
people
sure.
to know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's important because we need to be able to sell our continent because, for example, like we coming from Africa, a lot of times, like internet was we didn't have internet back in the days in Africa, but everything started from the Western. So we expect the Western world to actually do a lot of research or researches, with regards to Africa because most of the times they go like they think Africa is a whole country, because Africa is a big one big continent, and then got a bunch of countries in there, and then different like cultural diversity. So um we having to the more reason to even start this podcast is to throw more spotlight on the culture of Africa and let people know that Africa is not a country, it's a whole continent with so many countries in there. And then we have, like, in these countries we have similar cultures, yeah, but we don't have the same. They might have some similarities, but we do not have, because for instance, when you go to West Africa, instant like Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, yes, we are all in West Africa, but do we have the same culture? No. Similar? Yes. So we need to this I think this is high time we kind of like let people know that what Africa is all about, and then people stop disrespecting Africa. We have our problems, so do every continent or every country in the world. Nobody's perfect, but a lot of times when people travel to Africa, they want to go check out the poorest part. Why? There are some nice places to go to, like to feel at home. So I feel like if the media would throw more spotlight on the good, because when you go to like the States, for instance, like I was watching a video one somewhere in New York City, like a bunch of homeless people down the street begging, doing drugs and everything. But do they show this on social media? No, they don't. Because they paint America to be like a super whatever like country. But yeah, they got their problems too. But are we punching them? No. But they keep doing that to Africans. Why? It's not right. You know what I'm saying? So it's high time, I think, we as Africans in abroad, we come together and then, like, tell people, sell the story or like the real deal. Because people, you cannot be from another country to tell me about my country or my continent. It makes no sense. So this is one of the reasons why we're starting this podcast, to throw light on the culture, art, basically everything, music, everything. So yeah.
Yo, man, that's kind of like this. What the next question that I wanted to ask, like, what should we expect from this? First of all, bro, let's talk about the culture. I mean, of course, you ain't got all the answers.
No, I don't.
But for you, what is the culture?
So, well, when we say culture, I would say art. Whichever way you kind of like interpret it becomes your art. Because, for example, painting. Because back in the days when I was kind of like freshly heartbroken, yeah, I just had to channel my energy into painting. So I was doing a little bit of painting with this girl that she was trying to help me out. But she didn't. I wasn't really honest with her. I didn't tell her that I was doing that because I was heartbroken. She doesn't know. But if you're listening, I'm sorry. But somehow I had to use you to get over my breakup or my heartbreak. But my bad. But yeah, so the culture basically is about arts, music, movies, everything that you can find a meaningful thing. For arts, I would say, even now they say what being nude on social media is art. So basically everything is art right now. So the culture is basically about the art. How whichever way you interpret it becomes your art. So yeah.
I think I don't know who said that. It was maybe Jay-Z or Diddy. It was just saying that, like, the culture is a currency. You know how other people, they have, like, they're gonna be like, "I cool, we have oil, we have all these minerals." And
Yeah.
one this guy was saying that, I think it was Kanye, or I think somebody like that. It was saying that, like, culture is what did I just say? I forgot.
Currency.
Yo, this drink, man. Like, I said
It's
that.
kicking in. I
It's
got
kicking
you.
in, bro. You can sense it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just saying that, like, culture is a currency. So I don't know if you have something to say about it, but, like, I just feel like, yo, people. I think these guys, for example, in America, the reason why those rappers that are billionaires is because of their culture.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, so like when it comes to, I mean, okay, I think the currency, like, that was a perfect explanation, because every country got their own currency. So whichever way you take it is because we know, like, when you go to Ghana, for instance, you're not gonna spend. Yeah, you might spend dollars, but you have to change it. So the Ghana currency is what? Cities. So that's our like currency. That's our culture. So which like whenever we travel, it's gonna be like what currency do you spend in Ghana? Or this is the money we spend in Ghana. Cities. So basically that's what they're trying to say. So whichever way you interpret it, so whichever currency you have in your country, it becomes your culture. So also when it comes to the hip hop, the hip hop is like Jay Z, Diddy. Diddy was kind of like more like the producer and the manager. So yeah, but when it comes to Jay Z, the hip hop is kind of like it's broad. It's like a culture. It's a huge influence, even like in the African aspect. Like it played a because most people in Africa were like kind of like looking up to them, like whoa, man, I want to be like Jay Z. I want to be like Diddy. I want to be like Nas. Those kind of like because of the flow and then the way they kind of like portray themselves. But and also sometimes we took their lyrics literally. Sometimes like it wasn't the case, but that's why the youngest there are kind of like going crazy because they felt like the old folks were actually doing whatever they was like spewing about on the rap, you know, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, so that's I would say that's a way of saying that the culture. Yeah.
Bro. So yes. So you can. I mean, how do you see the culture being beneficial to to people? Right. You can make money off the culture.
hmm
What can you really do with the culture?
So the culture can influence because, for example, like if you're a celebrity and you have like mad influence, and let's say um, you start like Travis Scott, you know, Travis started braiding his hair in a certain type of way, and everybody kind of like, even me, I kind of went with it. I tried the same style, and the people were like, so literally, I was walking down the street one day, and one guy was like, "Yo, you look like Travis Scott." I'm like, "Bro, man, come on now." I'm like, "Come on now." He's like, "Can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Bro, come on now." Like, nah, I didn't do that. So yeah, I didn't because one thing I need some white folks to know that not all blacks look the same. We might we might look alike, but we're not the same. Like sometimes I feel like they cannot tell the difference, but it is what it is. But yeah, back to the influence. Culture can have like a heavy influence and impact on the youth because whatever you preach or you sell out there, people think it's literally, and people really think you're doing it for real. For example, the way you dress is a culture. It could be like it could have like a heavy influence on the youth. So that's like influences. That's why now if you have like a platform, like you really need to mind the way you talk or like what you put across, because whatever you're gonna sell across is gonna be represented like in a certain way, or it is gonna represent you, your beliefs. So we gotta. So if you have like a huge platform, you need to know how to sell it because it's gonna create a huge influence or impact the community. So you as a person need to know your beliefs and what you believe in. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes, for me, I always try to look at things from different angles. I might not agree with your opinion, but I'm not gonna condemn it. That's one thing I think we should also try to like embrace. Not trying to condemn somebody's opinion because opinions are like noses. Like everybody got one, so it's up to me to take it or leave it. But yeah, so the culture can have a like heavy influence on people. So we gotta mind the way we speak and the way we act and then behave, especially if you have a big platform. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna say names, you know what I mean, because that's not the goal of
Mm.
this thing
Mm.
here. But even here in Warsaw,
Yeah.
I've heard some discussions
Mm.
that there are some people, some white people here
Mm.
that are culture vultures. You know what I mean? Like trying to be specific or something, but what do you think about? Is it like a good thing to let people embrace the culture, or we should be like selective, be like yo yo yo, before getting inside the culture? We
this
cannot be
is
like we have to be like the police culture in
nah.
a way.
This is really, really a good, great question. And I've had this discussion several times with a lot of people of mine. My some of my people. So for me as an African, yeah, I would say this. when you go to Africa, not everything we do is related or it's kind of like it's African related. Sometimes we copy the Western. So we are trying to tap into the Western culture a little bit. Like technology, it's not ours. It's not our thing. It's like the Western thing. So for me, for instance, I've seen on social media that some white girls they love the braids. So once they braid, and I sometimes I just check the comments, and I feel like a lot of black folks be attacking them. Like, why are you trying to tap into our culture? Why are you trying to But realistically, I wouldn't say it's when like people. Well, for example, it's a culture thing, yeah. So once I see something that is, I feel like it's nice, I can get close to it. I can relate to it. You want to find out. You want to get into it. You want to also try it out. So I wouldn't necessarily say that somebody who's kind of like trying to um, go into your culture or take something from it, because I've seen a lot of white people go to Africa and then doing the dance or the food or even the way we dress. Because now even Africans we don't really dress like typical African. We dress like gangsters or like hip hop or because that's not our culture. That's a Western culture. So realistically, I feel like everybody's benefiting off everybody. So I wouldn't necessarily say. Also, it depends on how the person is gonna. If the person is disrespecting the culture, then yes, you call the person out. You're like, okay, you know what? This is not how we roll in our culture. But if the person is kind of like genuinely happy and doing what he or she loves to do, and let's say benefiting of our culture, then maybe I'll think it's a good thing. I wouldn't necessarily say okay, don't do it, but because most Africans are not really doing it because we are also doing what the Westerners are doing. We're just trying to copy the Westerners. Because for me, even when I go out and I put on my African hat, people go like, "Why are you wearing this? Why not? That's part of my culture." You know what I'm saying? So I'm selling it. So when people sometimes, and also like when white folks see that you're in your dashiki, they're like, "Wow, this is beautiful." But we Africans, we don't really talk about it like that. Like, it's like normal thing. Yeah, but we like the whites, they see they're like, okay, this is nice. I like it. Yo, where can I get this? So you see, they kind of like appreciate our culture more than we do. Like realistically, yeah, they really the white folks, they really appreciate our culture, the music, like the vibe, like the food. But we want to go to a fancy restaurant with this nonsense food they sell rather than actually eating our local dishes like Ghana, like banku and okra. Because if you're using your hand to eat it, they're like, oh, bro, you cannot do that. Bro, I can do whatever I want. For example, I go to a restaurant and I'm chewing the bones. Some of my friends be like, yo, what are you doing, bro? You are like disgracing us. I'm not doing nothing. That's a part of the culture. Bones gives you like a whole calcium, you know what I mean? Strong teeth. People don't know this. So I'm like, bro. So the whole culture vulture thing, I think like people just do that when they're like just you cannot pick and choose. You just gotta like, stick to one. So yeah, that's my opinion though, but yeah.
Yo, bro, that's cool. That's cool, man. But like, what I can remember for what you said is that it is cool to the coach, and then yeah, because I can see like you're right, bro. I can see like some sort of like double standards. You know what I'm
True
saying?
that.
Like when it comes to Africans, we are free to take from what whoever and then wherever we want. But
Exactly.
when other people kind of like get inspired by us, it's a problem.
That's the
All
whole
of a
point.
sudden, it's like culture vultures.
Yeah, that's the
You
whole
know what I'm
point of
saying? But
selling the culture.
we are here as Africans, as the culture people,
Yeah,
not even like living our own culture. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
we wanna like our drip doesn't even like it's not even African.
It's
What we
not.
eat is not
It's
African. You know what
not.
I'm saying? Like it's not within the African community. It's not even cool to act African. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they feel
saying?
like okay, now you're reaching, now you're doing too much. Like, come on now, like yo, So for me, like I always tell people, I'm forever gonna be African. Like, I'm not shy or ashamed. Like, why would I be ashamed of where I'm coming from? Sometimes I joke around a little bit with like the culture, but realistically, I'm really proud to be an African, and then most importantly, a Ghanaian. So because sometimes when like for example when I have like parties, I don't see none of my friends or any of my friends wearing African clothes, unless even recently we had like a Ghanaian party in the park. It was like just few people who were wearing African clothes. I wore my traditional African or Ghanaian clothes, and most of them didn't. And then like some of the girls, like the foreigners that came to the party, were like, "Whoa, yo, I like this. Like your style is good." I'm like, "Yeah, this Ghanaian style." See, so it's more like promoting it, and then they get inspired and they want to tap into it. But why would we get annoyed? That's the whole point. You're trying to like sell it. So when you sell it, they embrace it, and then the ones they trying to do the same. Because on social media, I've seen like people reacting to one video that one white guy was dancing. I think one of this Nigerian like dance flow, whatever. And the guy was doing a good job, and people were like trying to bash him. Oh, well, you stealing our culture, bro. The guy it's a dance, and then the guy loves it. He enjoyed it. So you just go like, oh man, bro, that's good. We're impressed. We are learning English. We speak English. Is it ours though? No, they came to our continent to what? To enslave us, and now we have to learn their language. Duh. Even in Ghana, we speak English there. Because if you're gonna, for instance, sometimes like when you go to school, like they measure your level of intelligence through English speaking. If you speak English, that's what oh you're smart. Why? We have about 89 languages in Ghana, and then you're gonna measure my intelligence based on English, bro? No. So yeah. So my like I have a lot to say when it comes to that for sure. Yeah.